Hey y'all, it's all about the flowers and ornamentals today. Let's see what kind of flowers and ornamentals I have growing in my back garden. Follow me. We can start with this repurposed tire where I have Supertunia. It's a bubblegum type Supertunia. I have Japanese ferns, Japanese painted ferns, that's what they're called. Marigold. Here I have a tropical elephant ear, which looks like it needs a little fertilizer. I have a hosta. In this bed, I started mulching this bed the other day, and I did not finish. The bed goes all the way around here, so I have to finish doing that. But I have roses, dianthus. These are perennial dianthus. They come back every year, and they appear to be spreading, which is fine. I have African daisies. Hopefully I'll get more blooms off of those. Right here I have, this is Homestead verbena, Homestead purple verbena. I'm gonna step up here. We have some these, I think these are calla lilies, and they're getting ready to bloom. I know I planted calla lilies here, but apparently they've spread. Right here I have a pup that I took off of an upright type elephant ear. I forget what it's called, but it was the pup that came up, and I broke that off and planted it here, and it seems to be doing well. Here is a lollipop verbena. Look at those flowers, aren't they pretty? Lollipop verbena. I have another lily there. And you guys see here where I started building soil so I can plant there in a little while. I'm going to cover that with compost and mulch, and then I'm going to kind of add to this bed. This bed is partially shaded because of all the trees that I have. So I can put both plants that like shade and also plants that like a little sunlight. So moving on this way, I'm not gonna step. I have canna lilies, and I planted these a couple of seasons ago. Last season they didn't even come up, but this season they're up. I didn't think they would survive the winter, but gratefully they did. Here are more canna lilies. This is an elephant ear that I took from a pup in my front yard. I have like several more pups that I'm gonna have to dig up and find a place for, and I'll probably bring them back here and put them somewhere because I have a lot of shade in my backyard. A lot of shade. And these elephant ears like partial shade. At least in my yard they do. Okay, right here, these are some butterfly weeds that I planted, or butterfly milkweed that I planted last season. And from my understanding, they take a couple of seasons to finally, you know, grow in flowers. These came back, and I'm going to add more to this area. Okay, let's move on. You guys see my comfrey that needs to be either staked up or cut down. It's growing wild in the soil that I built. Okay, over here I have coral bells. These are coral bells, and I think I got the tag. These are plum pudding coral bells, and these are happy flame coral bells. And they like it here, so I'm gonna leave them right where they are. Okay, let's see what other kind of flowers we got growing on here. Make sure I don't step. I'm gonna create a pathway through this bed so that I don't end up smashing flowers. I started the pathway here, and I'm gonna bring it on around to where flowers are not planted so that I don't smush anything. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. Right here I have, this is a volunteer, some kind of holly bush. I don't know what it is. If I figure it out, I'll put the name of it on the video. I have one on the side of my house. It's huge, and apparently this is a volunteer from that, and I'm actually going to leave it there because I like it. This is another hosta. I don't remember what kind it is. I have a rose bush back there that's just not doing too hot. Another hosta. And I have to come out here and pull up all of these weeds. I have a spider plant. Right here. Okay, we move over here. I have sunflower. You guys see the sunflower? And this is like a mini dwarf type sunflower. So it's not going to get much bigger, but it's multi-headed. So it'll get plenty of heads throughout the summer. Okay, let's go back here. Inside these cinder blocks, I have Mexican sunflower, zinnias, more zinnias. I have the marigold. This is a creme de la something hollyhock. I planted these from seed. I planted a lot of these flowers and ornamentals from seed, actually. Let's see. In this bed over here, this is a rose. This is a double knockout rose bush, and it has already bloomed once, and I am looking forward to more beautiful blooms from it. This is a hollyhock. The bugs back here tear my hollyhocks apart, but that's okay. They're still holding on, still growing. This is I propagated this midnight something petunia. It's a petunia. I have another hollyhock over there. These are 4 o'clocks, and hopefully they will bloom soon. Here's another rose bush. This is a climbing rose bush. I planted it from bare root, so hopefully that'll get going soon. I have another rose bush here, and it has also bloomed, and hopefully we'll get more blooms. I see some new leaves coming on, and I also see some new buds. So looking forward to blooms from this again. Here I have, these are pansies. And it has been storming and raining non-stop here. And the rain has just flattened all of my flowers. I have to come back out here and see if I can put more dirt around them and help them sit up again. These are calendulas. They look a mess. Hopefully they'll grow for me. If they don't, oh well, it'll be all right. Okay, let's move around here. This is an ornamental banana that I took from a pup from the banana tree in my front yard probably about a couple of weeks ago, and it has recovered nicely. It's still in recovery mode, but it's recovering nicely from the transplant shock. Here I have more Mexican sunflowers. I don't think you can ever have enough Mexican sunflowers. I wish I would have planted more, but I do have seeds in the house, and I'm gonna actually probably drop some so that once these wear out, I'll be able to replace them, because I really just love the way they look. This is a black beard, and it produces the prettiest white flowers, and I see buds on them, so it'll be flowering soon, hopefully. This is salvia, and it will flower soon. I have another hollyhock that's been eaten up by bugs. More Mexican sunflowers. I have two here. I think this is either a snapdragon or I don't know what that is. I think it's a snapdragon. It was overwintered, so when it blooms, I'll see what it is. Here is a dahlia that needs a little help. What are you doing? But the flowers on this thing are supposed to be purple. So when we come out here and straighten you up and figure out why you don't like it here, we can talk. Here, more African daisies. Aren't these just the prettiest things? They've already bloomed once, so I'm hoping for more blooms from her. Go over here. Okay, you guys see here I have nasturtiums. I had a lot of them here, and I transplanted some of them. Here's sweet alyssum. More Mexican sunflowers. And this is a repurposed wheelbarrow, and it has a lot of things growing in here. Most of the stuff I did not plant. There's also a super tunia in here. Doesn't seem to like all this company, but I have some kind of greens growing in here. I did not plant those. And I have a volunteer tomato, two volunteer tomatoes. And I was going to move them. I may just leave them there just to see what they do. All right. I bought more echinacea. I had echinacea back here, but it did not come back. It started to come back, but then it died off. So it didn't come back after last year. So I bought more. I have a rose bush. This was a propagated rose bush. This is a Crouton or a Crouton. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I have more marigolds here. And then I have this beautiful plant. It looks like a tiny, tiny rose. The flowers look like a rose, but it's not a rose. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, it's pretty. Back here I have a butterfly bush. I had like 3 butterfly bushes. 2 of them did not survive. This one is coming back and it's struggling, but hopefully she'll recover nicely. Right here we have two caladiums coming up. There's that one, and then here's one right here. These are the frog in a blender caladiums. So they're coming up. Over here I have a barrage that's really leggy, and I want to cut it down, but the only reason I'm leaving it up is because the bees like it. So it looks a mess, but I'm going to leave it there for the bees because they like it. Here I have more caladiums coming up. You see the new leaves unfurling here. And I actually forgot I planted these here, so it was a nice surprise to see them come up. Right here I have calendula, which I just stuck calendula in several places in my garden. I'll go back here and see. Okay, this is a white eye phlox. White eye phlox. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, please let me know. Over here I have buttercups. And these buttercups are wanting to spread, so I'm going to come out here and put them where I want them. I don't mind them spreading outside of this cinder block. And I think this one has already taken root. So these buttercups are creating runners, and this runner has already taken root because the node was sitting in the soil. So I'm excited about that. Here I have, first let's say hi to my frog. Say hi, Froggy. Here I have nasturtiums. Look at the variegation on these nasturtiums. Aren't they? Isn't it pretty? Okay. More hostas. And I have two giant hostas in the front yard that I am going to have to dig up and bring back here because the front yard gets pure sunshine and it's too hot for them. So I'll have to dig them up. More nasturtiums. Right here I have another, well, I have two of these hardy hibiscus plants. They seem to like it back here. Have another supertunia. This is the saffron finch, the yellow one. This is a Tropicana rose. Ornamental banana. More Mexican sunflowers. Let's go over here and see what I got over here. Now I have to mulch this bed as well. Okay, we have dianthus that has already flowered, and I see it's preparing to flower again. I have snapdragons over there. I see bulbs over there on the snapdragons. So the snapdragons will be flowering soon. Yes, I hope. More roses. Here's a blue girl rose. And I planted this rose from a bare root, and I'm thinking about cutting it down so that it can branch out a little more. This is another hardy hibiscus, and the bugs are tearing this one to shreds. I might actually move it because the bugs are just tearing it up. Here is another upright type elephant ear that lives in this pot. Seems to like it in the pot. It's been there for 3 years. Down here I have some things that I propagated. These are 2 azalea bushes that I propagated. I have to find somewhere to put those. Then these are rose bushes that I propagated. I have to find somewhere. You guys see the earthworm? I have to find somewhere to put those. This is a major wheeler honeysuckle bush that currently lives in a half barrel. It seems to love it here. I need to come out and give it more support. Here is another comfrey that just won't stand up, but that's okay. Shasta daisies that are getting ready to flower. And here I was thinking I needed to separate them before I got flowers, but I guess I was wrong. So since they're gonna flower soon, I'm just gonna leave them where they are. I'm not gonna bother to separate them. Okay, here's a foxglove. More Shasta daisies. That is a black-eyed Susan over there. I think it's a black-eyed Susan. We're gonna go with that. And this is a coreopsis type plant, which has already flowered. It produced the long flowers, and hopefully we'll get more blooms from it soon. I also have Morning Glory, and that's a Morning Glory that's returning from, obviously it reseeded, and it's returning from last season. And I actually might come out here and put more, because I planted a lot of Morning Glories and I don't see any, so I might come out here and plant some more. And then again, we have more calendula, which I am going to have to see if I can add more dirt around these plants and sit them upright, because they are just not doing that well out here. Okay guys, this is just the backyard, and I will be adding to this collection mostly with perennials throughout the season. So when next season comes, I'll have even more flowers, just more and more. I love flowers. Pollinators love flowers, and I want them all through my garden. So I'll be just building on what I have and just making what I have an oasis. It is hot out here and I am all sweaty. Thank you guys for joining me. Until next time, my loves. Peace.